Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
What a beautiful day, a beautiful scene, a beautiful venue, a beautiful couple, and most importantly, a beautiful occasion. They say that in the Jewish tradition, one of the greatest mitzvahs, one of the greatest good deeds you can do is to give joy to the bride and groom on their wedding day. So on their behalf, I thank you. I thank you for being here. And we all thank them for giving us the opportunity to be here. Sabrina, Ted, this day is for you. Before we begin with the ceremony, just look around for a moment and take in where we are. I'm going to give you a second to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's all do that together. Let's do that one more time. Let's take a deep inhale in and a deep exhale.
Look, we created a breeze.
These are the moments in life that matter. The moments between the moments that lead up to the moments. And for Sabrina and Ted, this is a moment that will live forever. Thank you for being here. We're going to move next to the age-old Jewish custom of making sure your cell phone is turned off.
No emails, Ted.
So, as you guys might have gathered, this is not your typical Jewish wedding. Sabrina and Ted are not your typical people. They're the perfect blend of tradition and progression. This ceremony will have all the elements of the traditional Jewish wedding that they love, with a few modern twists. In fact, I think this wedding even has a Twitter feed. We're going to begin our ceremony with Sabrina's favorite custom from Hebrew school. It's called neighboring. In a second, not now, but in a second, I'd like you to introduce yourself to your neighbor to your left, your neighbor to your right. give them a kiss on a cheek, and because Sabrina's family is from the Mediterranean, give them 2 kisses, 1 on each cheek. And if the person next to you is your date, give them a 3rd kiss right on the lips. Not you, Ted, not you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, as I mentioned a moment ago, one of the greatest traditions you can do is give comfort to the bride and groom on their wedding day. There's some people who've given joy to this couple their entire lives and throughout the lives of their family that are not here today. Let's take a moment to recognize them. Sabrina's father, Kenton Sutherland. Sabrina's grandmother, our Nunna, Serena Pessah. Sabrina's grandfather, our Papu, Maurice Pessah. Sandy's father, Ted Fishbein, and Fran's mother, Esther Lewis. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And without them laying the foundation for love, this couple wouldn't be here. One of Ted's favorite memories of Sabrina's father was that every time Ted entered the house, Uncle Kent would say, "Ted, can I fix you a drink?" Of course, his voice was a little bit more jolly. He had a twinkle in his eyes, and he had that drink ready to go in no time at all. So, in his honor, I know he would ask me to make sure that you guys have an extra drink tonight, to make sure that this couple starts their wedding, their marriage, in style and with the joy that they deserve. Thank you. You'll notice the couple is standing below a chuppah. Chuppah is a traditional Jewish wedding canopy that is present at every Jewish wedding ceremony. The word chuppah means covering or canopy. You'll notice that it's open on all sides so everybody can see in and everybody can participate in the lives of this new couple. And Ted and Sabrina, as we've heard many times throughout this weekend, are amongst the most welcoming of couples, hosting events at their house for sporting games, and of course, their traditional Italian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
The tradition of the chuppah actually comes from the Bible, and there are references in the Bible to the bride and groom and their wedding canopy, or their chuppah. The most important thing about the chuppah is that it's being supported by their loved ones, just like every marriage is also supported by their loved ones. This chuppah and this marriage is being supported by their brothers, and indeed the entire community here. I'd like to call up Sabrina's uncle, Joe Pessah, the Rav of the Karaite Jewish community, to help guide us through some of the more traditional aspects of the ceremony. For those of you who don't know, Sabrina's family comes from Egypt. This is not your traditional bagels and lox Sunday morning type of crowd. This is more your falafel and tahina type of crowd. Ted likes to say that Sabrina's great ancestors built the pyramids, and their friends rescued baby Moses from the river. These are those people. So, Rav Pessah will lead us in the 7 circles and the 7 blessings. Sabrina will circle Ted 7 times. And of course, in the Jewish tradition, the number 7 has many meanings. The most particular and obvious of which is the creation happened in 7 days. 6 days of creation and 7th day of rest. And there are 7 references in the Hebrew Bible of a groom taking his wife. This is yet another reason why there's 7 blessings at a wedding.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam anoten lanu sason v'simcha uborei pri hagefen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל בראת לכבודך, אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר האדם, אמן. ברוך אלוהים אשר לא הסיר תפילתי וחסדו מאיתי. ברוך אתה אדוני, אדוני מציון שוכן ירושלים, הללויה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, משמח חתן וכלה. ברוך אתה אלוהינו מלך העולם, משמח החתן עם הכלה, מצליח ומשמח החתן עם הכלה, amen.
As Ted and Sabrina re-enter the huppah, I mentioned earlier that their home in particular has always been open to the people that they love. And they've had great role models. For example, Ted's family, the Kartzmans, after having 3 boys of their own, welcomed in yet another boy and his Jamaican mother into their house. And Sabrina's family, even years after the passing of her nonna, their grandmother, their family still gathers at her grandmother's house on Friday night for Shabbat dinner. Sabrina and Ted, may your home also be open for your friends and your family, even long after your days. I now call up Grace and Aaron Kayce for the invocation for the rings.
Ted was the officiant at our wedding 6 years ago. He found his true love just days after the celebration. He blessed our marriage, and with your help, we are honored to be a part of introducing the wedding rings today.
Rings are an ancient symbol representing peace and perfection. Round like the sun, like the eye, like the arms that embrace. Like never-ending circles, showing us that love that is given comes back again and again. Therefore, may these rings always remind you that your love, like the sun, illuminates. That your love, like the eye, must see clearly. That your love, like embracing arms, is a gift upon this world, giving strength and inspiration to those around you.
As these rings wrap around Ted and Sabrina's fingers, they will symbolize the love that will wrap around their lives. These rings are an outward sign of an inward bond, which unites 2 hearts. Like the love we all hold for Ted and Sabrina, we too wrap around them as we witness the love that they share.
Plus, these rings are round like the basketballs that Ted so loves to shoot. And he certainly scored with this one. Love you guys.
And who better to hold the rings than the hawk? Ted's father. As you just heard, affectionately known as the Hawk for his athleticism, his grace, his wingspan, and his ability to lay the ball into the hoop. Or so the legend goes.
וארסתיך לי לעולם. וארסתיך לי
ורסתיך לי
בצדק
בצדק
ובמשפט
ומשפט
ובחסד
ופרסת
וברחמים.
וברחמים.
וארסתיך
ורסתיך
לי
לי
באמונה
באמונה
וידעת
וידעת
את אדוני.
את Adonai. I shall marry you forever. I shall marry you with truthfulness, loyalty, bountiful love, and compassion. I shall marry you with all honesty and with the faith in God.
Sabrina.
כחתום
כהתום
על לבך,
על ידיך,
כחתם
כהתם
על זרועך,
על זרועך,
כי
כי
עזה
עזה
מוות
כמוות
אהבה,
אהבה,
קשה
קשה
כשאול מים,
כשאול מים,
קנאה,
קנאה,
רשפיה,
רשתך,
ריש ואש,
ריש ואש,
שלהבת יה.
שלהבת ים. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal on your arms. For my love is eternal, my passion is as mighty as fire, a divine flame.
מסע אישה מסע טוב, ויפק רצון מאדוני, אשת חיל מבשר, ורחוק מפנים מכרה, ויפק רצון מאדוני, בטח בלב ועלה, ושלל לא יחסר, ויפק רצון מאדוני.
One of the lines that Rav Pessah just read in Hebrew is a blessing for the couple, but in particular, it discusses that who has found a good wife has found something good for himself, and how a blessing for Ted for having found an amazing wife for himself. We've got a few more blessings coming up with a blessing over the wine that Rav Pessah will lead us through. But before we do that, I want you to notice that we've draped the tallit around them to show that this is now a unified couple. And we took his tallit and put it around her, his prayer shawl around her, to show that he's there to protect her and he's there to provide for her for the rest of her days and his.
Amen.
Amen.
שתי מים מבורך, ונוזלים מתוך ברך, יפוס מעונך חוסה, ברחבות פלגי מים, יהיו לך לבדיך, ואין לזרים איתך, יהי מקורך ברוך, ושמח מאשת נעורך. You did not drink all the wine, did you? איילת אהבים, ועלת חן דדיה ירבוך בכל עת, באהבתה תשגה תמיד. מסע אישה מסע טוב ויפק רצון מאדוני, אשת חיל מאמצע ורחוק מפנים מכרה. שקר החן וחבל היופי, אישה יראת אדוני היא תתהלל. והיא ביתך כבית פרס, אשר ילידה תמר ליהודה, מן הזרע אשר ייתן לך אדוני אלוהיך מן העורה הזאת.
Thank you. One of the blessings Sabrina's Uncle Joe, Rav Pessah, just read was that they, not to turn up the pressure too soon, folks, but that they be fruitful and multiply. And a recognition of the love that they have. Speaking of recognition and love, the Kiddush cup, the wine cup that they were drinking from, is the same wine cup that Sabrina's family drinks from every Friday night when they do Shabbat dinner at her grandma's house. Ted's father, Sandy, is going to lead us in the blessing over the wine and over the bread for the entire community.
Baruch atah Adonai,
ברוך שמו.
Eloheinu melech haolam, Loree Pri Hagafen.
אמן.
Dad, just say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
We have a few more blessings. As we discussed, one of the greatest mitzvahs you could do is give joy to the bride and groom on their wedding day. So the next blessing is a blessing for everyone who came here to give them that joy.
ואתם קהל הקדוש עם אדוני מייחדי אל מסגולת אלוהים חיים אשר נקבצתם בלוויית החתן והכלה וגמלתם החסד הזה עליהם. אלוהי ישראל יברך אתכם וישמור אתכם וינצור אתכם ויעזור אתכם, אמן. בורא ניב שפתיים, שלום שלום לרחק ולקרוב, אדוני יורפתיו, המשיל ופחד עמו, עושה שלום במרומיו. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני ברך את עמו, ושלום ברוך אדוני לעולם.
And our next blessing is a prayer for Jerusalem, which no matter where we are, as the Jewish people, is always in our hearts.
ולתים מחרב הלכו אל תעמודו זכרו מרחוק את אדוני וירושלים תעלה על לבבכם אם אשכחך ירושלים תשכח ימיני תדבק לשני לחכי אם לא אזכרכי אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי ברוך אדוני לעולם אמן ואמן.
Amen.
Now, a wedding isn't a wedding until someone breaks something. And in the Jewish tradition, we break a glass. In a moment, Ted's going to put his foot down and crush this glass, which will be the last time Ted puts his foot down for the rest of his life. But before we put the glass down, some words of wisdom. Like the glass, when you put your foot down too hard in a relationship, things shatter and sometimes people get bruised. May you never go down that path. So Ted, give it a good crush and take us out in style. Give him the glass.
Yeah, bravo. They can see. I don't think they can see.
Hey, Shawn.